China is by far the biggest abuser in history. China wants to make a deal. They just don't know how quite to go about it. President Xi's a proud man. I know him very well, and they don't know quite how to go about it. I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate.
Well, China's exports to the US are not going to disappear overnight. Many of the products that are being targeted with tariffs, there aren't really many alternative suppliers outside of China. So in the short run, many US importers will simply just have to stomach the additional cost. But certainly over time, clearly, these very, very elevated tariffs that we're seeing will incentivize shifts in supply chains, in production outside of China. And I think over the next couple of years, we could well see with this level of tariffs, China's exports to the US more than halve. So a very substantial loss. There doesn't seem to be much urgency among the Chinese leadership to really come to the table. I think they may have concluded that actually they're in a pretty strong position to weather these tariffs. I think they maybe just feel that politically, Trump may be in a much weaker position in a year or two's time, and actually maybe that's the time when they want to come to the table. We did see during the first trade war is that when those exports were subject to tariffs, a lot of those shipments were simply rerouted to the US through other markets, or they were shipped to consumers elsewhere outside of the US. And the exchange rate could also adjust to offset some of the impact of tariffs. And we are starting to see, I think, some willingness on the part of the Chinese authorities to allow the renminbi to weaken. Over the past week or so, they've been progressively setting weaker fixings every day. And the renminbi is now at its weakest level in around 15 years. We think that will continue. We actually see the renminbi going all the way to 8 against the US dollar by year end. But still, even with those offsets, you're probably looking at a hit to China's GDP of at least 1%, if not maybe a little bit higher.